13-week medical school. So another group of medical researchers just determined that a high-fat diet is not linked to a higher risk for cancer. I never know who to believe. Still, if I get sick, I'm happy it can be at this time in history. I've been reading about the history of medicine, and we don't know how good we have it. For example, the first physician was known as Imhotep. Imhotep, I think that's how you pronounce it. He lived in Egypt around 2725 BC. The problem was he was also an army officer, a pyramid builder, and an astrologer. I prefer a specialist. I mean, come on. I don't want the guy that is going to replace my heart tell me I'm also an eyeglass designer, software engineer, and twice a week I captain a tugboat. No. In ancient Rome, anybody could call themselves a doctor. You just declared it so. Hey, last week I was laying bricks on an aqueduct, but I took some career counseling, and as of today, I'm a doctor. Now, in pioneer days, you might actually be the doctor. That's because if you were in the wilderness and broke something, you had to operate on yourself. And your HMO still only paid for 80%. It wasn't much better than that during the Civil War. Then medical school only lasted 13 weeks. I mean, it takes longer than that now to go to welding school. In the last 2 weeks of the 13-week medical school, you did your internship and residency, and then you bought a Porsche and started talking down to nurses. Actually, at some of the better schools during the Civil War, like Yale, medical school lasted 2 years, except that the second year was just a repeat of the first year. They figured, I guess the idea was that if you didn't get it the first time, you'd get it the second time. Hey, I wonder what will be on the test. Same thing as last year, Einstein. Experience was not needed. Most Civil War doctors had never treated a gunshot wound or done surgery before the war. They learned as they went. Amputation was the most common battlefield surgery. The other leg, Doc, the one with the big hole in it where the muzzle ball ripped through, thank you. Some soldiers during the Civil War were turned down for service because they didn't have enough teeth to bite off the end of the powder cartridges used to load the muzzle-loading rifles. I mean, I see people at the State Fair now that couldn't even get into the Confederate Army then. Of course, things were much better by the 1900s, right? Well, consider that in 1920, it was common that your doctor was also your barber. Say, Doc, can you take out my appendix and, give me a shave and a haircut? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We won't take out your appendix or give you a shave or haircut.